Okay, so now this is going to be the advanced version. Okay, now let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so if you have sickle cell anemia, all right, you're going to need to have your oxidation rate balanced. And you're going to need to have your autonomic nervous system balanced as much as we can. Okay, now through the nutritional balancing program, that's what we aim to do. Okay, and what it takes is daily supplements, at least 2 times a day. Sometimes three would be best. Depending on your uh, situation financially. If you can take them 3 times a day, that would be great. Okay. And these are mineral supplements. Okay. You have calcium, magnesium supplements. You have ox bile supplement for digestion. You have supplements that are designed for the strengthening of the kidneys, uh, thyroid, kelp, things of that nature. Okay. Now, indicators for the autonomic nervous system is what we refer to on the hair analysis as the calcium phosphorus ratio. Okay. Your autonomic nervous system has the parasympathetic side and the sympathetic side. So the sympathetic side is your fight or flight, and the parasympathetic side is your more relaxation. All right, when you're not in fight or flight, when you're not working, you're supposed to switch over. Okay. Now the oxidation rate is the rate of how the body releases energy from food consumed. Okay. Now what happens if the oxidation rate is too fast? Well, then that means it's releasing energy way too fast, and now you're overtaxing your endocrine system. Now, if you have a fast oxidation, okay, let's look at this. What do we do to figure out what our oxidation rate is? Well, we look at our calcium potassium ratio and our sodium magnesium ratio. The calcium potassium is our thyroid ratio. The sodium magnesium is our adrenal gland ratio. Okay, it gives us a synopsis on basically what's going on with both of those glands. Okay. Now, fast oxidation, you'll have a calcium potassium ratio of less than 4 and a sodium magnesium ratio of greater than 4.17. Okay, that means that you are moving way too fast. Okay, your body is releasing energy from food consumed way too fast. It means it's not being processed properly. It's overtaxing the system. Now, an extremely fast oxidation rate, you can have calcium potassium less than 0.5. Okay, now that's what Daniel had on his first hair analysis. And some of the symptoms that comes with this is intense fear, paranoia, nervous energy, hypothyroidism, anxiety, and basically, arguing, fighting, things like that. If you have a hyperthyroid issue, which usually develops as a person ages, then all of the symptoms of hypothyroidism will come with that. Because that's what we do not want. Okay. Now, slow oxidation. Some of the symptoms of slow oxidation, if it's moving too slow, okay, cloudy thought, depression, victimhood thinking. This is your body releasing energy too slow. Okay. Now, if you have a sodium potassium ratio of less than 1 and you have fast oxidation, any extreme numbers that you see, it's always an indicator of toxic metals, heavy metals. Okay, because heavy metals will throw off all your mineral levels. Heavy metals will throw off your oxidation rate, and it would do damage to all of the glands of the body and the organs of the body and the tissues, because the body does whatever it can to keep the blood clean. And if the blood is not moving on certain levels chemically, then the person will, not be able to live in this world. So the toxic chemicals will be moved from the blood into the tissues. into the liver, into the pancreas, into the kidneys, into the thyroid, the adrenal gland, the muscle tissues, things of that nature. Okay, so the goal is to balance the oxidation rate and the autonomic nervous system. Now, the autonomic nervous system, if you have sympathetic dominance, your body's in a catabolic state, meaning it's breaking down faster than it's able to build up. And the organs that are, if you're stuck in a sympathetic dominance, if you're stuck utilizing your sympathetic nervous system, okay, because we all use it, okay, if you're going to work and you have, a stressful situation that you have to get done at work, which you have to do a whole lot of moving, heavy lifting, and things of that nature, you're using your sympathetic nervous system because that's what gives you the strength to do that. Okay, but once you get off, you should be able to switch. Your nervous system switches. It's supposed to. Now, when we have biochemical issues, as we all do, if we're sickle cell warriors, we all have biochemical issues that need to be corrected as much as possible. Okay, through nutrition, through supplements, through programs like this. If we don't have that switch that switches over to our parasympathetic nervous system, then negative symptoms can begin to appear, which one is being in a catabolic state biochemically, meaning that your body is breaking down, your cells are breaking down faster than they can rebuild. Okay. The organs that identify with the sympathetic nervous system are the brain, the muscles, the thyroid, and adrenals. Some of the hormones are adrenaline, cortisol, insulin, and thyroid hormone. Okay, we look at insulin. That's related to the pancreatic hormone is insulin. Okay, so your blood sugar is going to be affected. All right, hypertension, diabetes, these types of things can be a problem when a person is stuck in sympathetic nervous system dominance. Okay. Okay, so some of the psychology of being stuck in the sympathetic nervous system dominance is fear, guilt, anger, aggressiveness, willfulness. Now, aggressiveness and willfulness, great things when you need it. Okay, sometimes we need these things. When we're working, we got to get aggressive sometimes to get something done. And just in life, okay? But you don't want to get stuck there, okay? Stress, anger, fear, overthinking, too much exercise, stimulants, heavy metals and toxins, and nutrient deficiencies can make a person be stuck in sympathetic dominance. Now, the parasympathetic nervous system, if a person gets stuck in the parasympathetic nervous system, they're just very, very low energy. They're really not able to do what they used to be able to do and be effective at it. It's basically a person gets stuck in parasympathetic nervous system because they burned out their sympathetic nervous system. Okay. But if it's in a healthy state, okay, the parasympathetic nervous system allows us to be in a regenerative and a healing condition, or an anabolic means that your body is building up. Okay, so the organs that are connected to the parasympathetic nervous system is the liver, kidneys, pancreas, spleen, stomach, small intestines, and colon. Now remember about the spleen. Okay, the spleen is part of the lymphatic system. Okay, it recycles the red blood cells. Okay, so we want the spleen to be in tip-top conditioning. And by balancing our mineral ratios, balancing our mineral levels, balancing our oxidation rate, removing toxic heavy metals and chemicals, we can get our spleen and our lymphatic system in a optimal functionality. Okay, and that just improves our quality of life. Okay. The hormones that are associated with the parasympathetic nervous system are parathyroid hormone, pancreatic enzymes, bile, and digestive enzymes, okay, which are needed for nutrient uptake. You got to have digestive enzymes to digest food properly. And that's the reason why we give a digestive enzyme in the nutritional balancing system. The function of the parasympathetic nervous system does is it activates digestion, elimination, and the immune system. Okay, so a lowered immune system, chronic infection, things like that, um, your body is usually going to be stuck in a sympathetic nervous system category, as opposed to being able to switch from sympathetic to parasympathetic. Um, so we want to have fully functional and active parasympathetic nervous system so that we can rebuild ourselves as we sleep. Our body rebuilds itself, and even as we're awake, we want to be in a anabolic condition, and we want our immune system to be strong. Okay. Now, what are some lifestyle things that we can do to activate our parasympathetic nervous system? Well, rest, prayer, worship, um, love, gratitude, peace, contentment. Okay, these are attitudes. These are states of being of the mind and of the heart. Okay. All right, so we've touched on oxidation ratios a little bit, calcium, potassium being the thyroid ratio. Let's talk a little bit about the thyroid, then I'm going to cut this off and then go to, we'll do a part 2. The thyroid produces hormones that help regulate metabolism, temperature, heart rate, protein production, blood sugar, and more. Okay. Now, the thyroid is connected to the endocrine system, which starts in the hypothalamus in the brain. Okay. And you'll have messengers, chemicals, hormones that move from the hypothalamus to the pituitary gland, which is in the brain. And then the signals and messages through hormones are transferred to the thalamus. The thyroid. Okay, thyroid's in here. All right. Now, the thyroid is instructed to produce T3, T4, and calcitin. We're just going to talk about T3 and T4. These are 2 hormones. The majority of T4 is produced. Let me not get this backwards. Convert T4. Okay. So T4 and T3 are produced by the thyroid. Okay. Now that moves into the cells of the body. All right. Now, T4 cannot be absorbed into the cell as T4. It has to be converted to T3. Why? I don't know. There's back doors and there's different coatings and there's all types of checks and balances and starts and stops and switches and capacitors and all types of stuff in our bodies, and it's probably there to keep people from being able to tamper with them. Through genetic. Well, never mind. So now, the liver, the kidneys, and the gut, these areas and these organs convert T4 to T3, and then the thyroid hormone is sent to the cells of the body. All right, so you have to have a highly functioning liver, kidneys, and gut to be able to properly absorb thyroid hormone and regulate all those things that we talked about earlier: metabolism, heart rate, things of that nature. Okay, and the protein production, so on and so forth. So it's important that not only our thyroid is healthy, but our liver, kidneys, our gut. Of course, our spleen, especially for sickle cell anemia, our spleen, that's a part of a whole different system, the lymphatic system. Okay. Okay, we're going to leave it there. We're going to do another video. Moral to the story is, with the nutritional balancing program, you can effectively touch each one of these systems of the body at the same time by balancing your minerals. And we balance our minerals by just eating the right diet, doing the right detoxification procedures, and taking the correct supplements. And we start we start doing that by first getting a hair analysis so that we can see where we're at, see where our levels are at, see what our ratios are at. All right. And we see how we improve over the years. Okay. So this has been tried and tested with Daniel. And at this point, we want to spread this knowledge and understanding to other people to help. Because, drugs are fine. I know they help a lot. Gene therapy, there's been people that have been helped, and there are clinical trials going on currently. But doing something where there's no side effects, there are no negative side effects, and still improving the overall composition of the entire body biochemically, I see this as being, the superior alternative, okay? Or a superior addition to the pharmaceutical route, addition to gene therapy, things of that nature. This can help improve anybody's health, no matter what condition they have, okay? Because it improves the overall composition of the entire body. So that's about it. We'll make a second part to this, and I'll go over the rest. It's a lot of technical stuff, so I don't expect anybody to understand this, but I'm just putting it out there. For one, it helps me to learn better, helps me to be able to teach better, so that as the years go by, I'll be able to really drive this stuff home. And at some point, I'll be able to speak all of this and make everybody understand it, because I've gotten better at teaching. So these detailed and extensively scientific language and stuff, these type of videos, I'm more so doing it to sharpen my sword. But the more simplistic version that I did, take a look at that one, and just get in contact with me. All right, y'all. Take it easy. Bye.